Okay, we are doing unit number 10, variance analysis. In the previous video, we have seen direct material variances, how the cost of input materials are changing, the rate of materials and volume of materials, how they are changing. An estimation can be done by using direct material variance. Similarly, in this video, we are going to see direct labor variance, how the cost of labor and the time for which they have worked, the changes in these two aspects, how the labor cost is going to be changed. So from this, what we are going to estimate is how the input costs for a company are going to change. Now we will see direct labor variances. We have seen all these things: direct material cost variance, direct material over usage variance or volume variance. All these things we have seen in the previous video. Now we are starting direct labor variances. Okay, direct labor variances. The deviation in cost of direct labor. The cost of direct labor means those labor who are directly involved in the actual production of the goods and services. The deviation or changes in the cost may occur because of two main factors. One is the rates per hour or wages of the labor, and another is time taken by the workers. So the two aspects are time taken for the work, and rate charged per hour, rate of wages. We call it as changes in the wages. Time is also called as efficiency, how efficient they are working. Efficiency and wages. So when these two are changed, when compared with the estimation, there is going to be a difference. So that difference we will calculate using some formulas. What is this? Let us keep aside the formula given here. We will see directly. By normal understanding, we can calculate. The standard output is 200 units. A company is planning to produce 200 units. And for each unit, they have estimated 2 hours of time is going to take. And for each hour, 3 rupees is going to be charged by the labor. So, what would be the cost? Cost estimated? Cost estimation is equals to 3 rupees per hour multiplied by 2 hours. That is 6 rupees per unit. 6 rupees unit per unit would be the estimated cost made by the company. But what had actually happened? This is given here. Actual output is 160 units. Total actual time taken is 300 hours. For producing 160 units, the labor has taken 300 hours of time, and for each hour they have charged 3.5 rupees. So total cost is just multiplying this by this. Total time they have taken 300 hours into cost per hour, charge per hour is 3.5 rupees. Means 1050 rupees. Total rupees will be 1050. This is the actual charge asked by the labor. Okay, but what is the estimated charge? Since they have produced only 160 units, and for each unit they have estimated 6 rupees, it is going to be 160 into 6. So 960 rupees is the estimated cost. But the actual cost is 1050 rupees. The difference is 90 rupees, I think. 90 rupees is a negative. Means it became adverse. Their estimation went wrong. Something more they have to put as an input cost, right? So this could be because of two factors. One is change in the wages. They have estimated 3 rupees, but actually it's 3.5 rupees. And the second factor is time. They have estimated it to be 300 rupees, but the actual time is 160 into 2, 320 hours. So though the efficiency increased from 320 hours to 300 hours, means the time is decreased, means efficiency is increased, but the charges are increased from 3 rupees to 3.5 rupees. Because of this, then adverse balance appeared in the input cost, right? So that is given here. Direct labor cost variance could be because of rate variance, that means changes in the wages, or efficiency variance, means changes in the time they have worked. We will take another example here also, and we will see Calculate labor variance for Travancore Supply Company which produces a single article. The product goes through two operating departments. The standard costs for this article indicated following data. Okay, department A standard time is estimated time is 2 hours. So if they are producing one unit, which while in the production the process goes through two departments, and in each department time taken is given here 2 hours and 1.5 hours, and the rate charged by the labor is 5 rupees and 6 rupees in each department, and the total cost in each department is 10 rupees and 9 rupees given here. The production for the month of July is 2000 units. They have actually produced 2000 units. Okay, the actual labor cost in the two departments were time spent in department A for producing 2000 units is 4000. Time spent in department B for producing 2000 units is 2000 hours. Total cost is given 24,000 and 15,000, but rate is not given. We have to calculate rate here. Rate means for 4,000 hours they have worked, cost involved is 24,000, means 6 rupees per hour is the rate charged by the labor in department A. In department B, total cost is 15,000 and they have worked for 2,000 hours, means 7.5 rupees per hour. This is per hour. Per hour is the charge of the labor. Okay. In department B, now we will calculate rate variance, direct labor rate variance, how the rate is changing. In department A, it changed from 5 rupees to 6 rupees. Okay, means there is an adverse balance here, plus 6 rupees to 7.5 rupees. 6 rupees to 7.5 rupees. 6 rupees is the estimated rate, 7.5 rupees is the actual rate. In department A, 5 rupees is the estimated rate, 6 rupees is the actual rate. This is the rate, but actually how much time they have worked. In department A, they have worked for 4,000 hours, and in department B, they have worked for 2,000 hours. Total rate variance is negative 4,000 minus, here also negative, here 3,000. So negative 7,000. Rate variance is an adverse balance. 7,000 adverse means their estimations went wrong. The wages asked by the labor increased compared to the estimations. That is the rate variance. Now we will see time variance, direct labor time variance. Time variance means they have how is the time changed? They have worked for 4,000 hours actually in department A and 2,000 hours in department B. Okay, what was the estimation for producing 2,000 units? 2 hours per unit. So 4,000 units would be the estimation. Actually, they have worked for 4,000 units in department A. Yes, so there is no variance in department A. This should be multiplied by the what is the actual rate, estimated rate, 5 rupees in department A. Whereas in department B, what is the change in time? For producing 2,000 units, it was estimated for 1.5 hours per unit, means 3,000 hours was the estimated time in department B, but actually they have worked only for 2,000 units. 3,000 minus 2,000. So this is a good scenario. Time is reduced, efficiency is increased. What is the rate in department B? They have charged actual estimated rate is 6 rupees. So this is 0 because there is no change in time. Efficiency remained same. And for the estimated cost, change in time is 1,000 into 6. 6,000 is a favorable balance for the company. I am using the word balance. It is simply what is the change in time for the estimated rate. This is time variance. Rate variance means what is the change in the rate for the actual production, for the actual time involved. For the actual time involved, what is the change in the rate, and time variance means what is the change in the time for the estimated rate. That's all. Now total direct labor cost variance means simply what is the actual estimated cost, what is the actual cost. Actual cost is 24,000 in department A minus in department A estimated cost is 2,000 units and 10 means 20,000 in department A plus department B also we have to take 15,000 is the actual cost involved in department B, and estimated cost is 18,000 minus 18,000. So 2,000 is a favorable in department A and negative 3,000, which means 1,000 is the adverse. So direct labor cost variance is a negative 1,000. Their estimations went wrong by 1,000 rupees because of changes in the rates and changes in the time. Time changed only in department B and not in department A. So this we can verify by taking rate variance and time variance individually. How much we have got time variance? Time variance is 6,000 plus 6,000, which is a favorable scenario, and rate variance is 7,000, negative 7,000. Here we got now negative 7,000, which is an adverse scenario. So put together negative 1,000, which is the total direct cost variance for the total direct labor cost variance for the company, which is an adverse scenario for the company. So this is about labor variance. Simply we have to take rate of change in the rate of wages. Rate of wages, take the change of the rate of wages, change in the rate of wages multiplied by the actual time they have worked. Actual time. So this is called the rate variance. Now what is time variance? Change in time, right here. Change in time means how much they have actually worked. What was the estimated time? So that change in time amount of time they have worked multiplied by the estimated rate, estimated charge per hour. So this is called time variance. This is time variance, this is rate variance. Put together we will get cost variance. Cost variance is nothing but changes in time and changes in rates. I hope you understood about this labor variance. This is same like material variance, changes in cost and changes in volume. Okay, in the next video we will see overhead variances. Thanks for watching the video. Bye bye.